to our gardening channel. It is Amber here from the Gardening Sisters, and I am finally bringing you guys this bulb potting session, I guess, if you will. I've been telling you guys that we're going to be potting up tulips, daffodils. I think I have some alliums, and that's pretty much it. That's all I have. So I have my pots ready to go. I can tell you now that I have way more bulbs than I have pot space, just because the pots that I'm using, I want them to still be pots that I feel like look nice and not just like regular starter pots. So right now I only have 4, and in 3 of those, the 3 tulip varieties that you guys see here, they're actually going to go in there. So I have not figured out what I'm really going to do with all of my other bulbs yet. Some of my daffodils, I believe, I've seen them, they've already kind of started sprouting a little bit, so I need to go ahead and try to pot these up. I'm going to show you guys a potting mix that I picked up from Lowe's, and then I pretty much just be showing you guys me potting them up. So we are finally here. Earlier today I recorded a video of my dahlias, pulling some of them up from the front garden bed and putting them down here in the dahlia garden bed that I've showed you guys before. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, then that video will be posted before this one, so you can definitely check that out as well. So here we have the Purple Prince tulip variety. We have this kind of soft pink. It is an Angelique. And then my favorite, I think these in the Purple Prince are probably my favorite ones, the Apricot Impression. And I got all of these, all of my tulips actually came from Lowe's. The daffodils and the alliums, they actually came from that bulb sale that I told you guys was going to be held locally down here. That's actually where I got these from, so I did not buy these in store. However, I have seen daffodils and alliums in Lowe's. So I was actually in Lowe's today, and I actually saw some of those. So they are still available currently, but you guys may want to go and run out because they are disappearing quickly. So these are my allium bulbs. And then the rest of these, including these right here, the rest of these are just my daffodils. So the varieties of the daffodils I have Ice King, and the alliums, those are, I got both of those in purple. I think she had purple, white, and I believe there was a different color that a third color that she had, but I didn't get those. I specifically wanted the purple. I have another daffodil in Casada, and I'm going to be popping these pictures up so that you guys can see what they look like or will look like. I have a daffodil in Kedron, and this last one is Tahiti, and this is in the double variety. So I love double petaled flowers. That's really kind of my jam, but some of these, I think most of them are probably double, but I do think I got 1 or 2 varieties that are supposed to be single. So I just want to let you guys know that, but you can see that from the pictures. So now I'm just going to show you guys the actual pots that I'm going to be putting them in. Alright, so here is the potting mix that I got. I got this from Lowe's. This was about $11. I was surprised that this huge bag was $11. I initially went to get the Miracle Grow in the larger bag, which is around $16 or $17. But when I saw this one, and I've had this one before in a smaller bag, and it actually works pretty good, so I was glad to see that. So this is the soil that we're going to be using today, and here are my 4 little pots that I have right now. This one right here, this is my absolute favorite, and I have my roses in the front. You guys know that I have my 3 different rose varieties in larger ones like this. Now initially my goal, I thought that my roses and stuff would have died back by now, and I thought I would have had a chance to get those in the ground. They have not, so I do not want to disturb my roses yet. So these are the pots that I'm going to be using, and I'm thinking about with this one right here, Next year I'm thinking about doing the new variety of zinnias that I've shared with you guys. I kind of want to use that as my walkway flower for next year. So that's what that's what I'm going to be using the bigger version pots of those for. So I just want to show you guys, these are the pots. Now, something that I always do before I add soil to any pot, I always take these little rocks and I put them over the drainage holes to aid in drainage. I don't want the soil to kind of get in that hole and then prevent these from draining properly, because I definitely don't want any of my bulbs to rot out. So I just wanted to show that to y'all, because I'm not going to be showing you me putting the soil into these just because this bag is pretty heavy. So I just wanted to show that to you. So I have my soil in my pots. I'm definitely putting the tulips in pots, but I'm kind of feeling like with some of my daffodils, I'm thinking about putting some of those in the ground for sure, just because I don't have I have pots for them, but I don't like the way the pots look, and I want them to be in nicer pots. So the brown pot that you guys saw in the other clip, the darker brown one, I think I may put my alliums in that, and then I may put the daffodils in the ground. I don't want to put my alliums in the ground because they self-sow, and I don't want those popping up randomly every year. So I want to, as much as possible, keep those at bay. So I wanted to show y'all the bulbs before I got into actually planting them, because these bulbs have held up quite nicely. I've had these bulbs for at least 2 months now, which is crazy to even say that out loud. So here are some of the bulbs. This one looks kind of weird. This one looks, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to plant that one, but this is not my first time actually planting tulips. I tried planting tulips last year, but I think the ones that I got from the company that I got them from, I was basically trying to force them inside. So they were supposed to be pre-chilled tulips, because I had missed the period, because I was trying to get them to bloom indoors, and I don't think honestly, I feel like they shouldn't have sent out those tulip bulbs, because by the time I got half of them, they were already covered in that blue penicillium, and some of them were rotted, and it was just a nightmare. So I said this year I'm just going to buy them and actually try to put them in pots and I'm not going to put these in ground, but if I was to put them in ground, to try to aim for the time frame that I'm actually supposed to put them out, just because I did not have a good experience with the ones that I got offline. So I can say that these bulbs are pretty good from the ones that I got from Lowe's, and I think I have 12 total. So here's some more in here. So I'm just about to go ahead and I'm going to add a little bit of my handy dandy stinking biotone and I'm going to put that in my soil, and I'm just going to go ahead and start putting the tulips in their actual pots. And of course, when you plant these, you want to make sure that the pointy side is upward. And if you are not familiar with tulips, you can plant these pretty close together. Now you could also do this layer. Of course, I would have had to have planted these a little bit deeper, but I see people plant 2 layers of these, so that way your early spring ones will pop up first and then your later spring ones will pop up. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna put them all in their own individual pots, just because I want one variety to be in here. And I'm just checking each time I pull one out of the bag. I'm just checking to make sure none of them feel make sure none of them feel soft and squishy. Let's see. I think I'm gonna stick that one there. kind of move them around a little bit. So it was supposed to be 12 bulbs total. This is the last one. It does not, it's still pretty hard. It just doesn't look the best, and I'm almost kind of nervous to even plant this one. Yeah, I think these two, you guys let me know if it would have been fine to plant these. I may actually sneak and plant these in my in-ground bed just to see, just because I feel like it would be harder for that to, I guess, kind of like, if it has any problems or any disease, it'll be less of a problem in my bigger garden than in this pot. I just don't want to take a chance with it. So now I'm down to 10 bulbs, which is fine. I should still get a pretty good show out of these, but these are supposed to, according to the package, bloom mid-spring. So I'm gonna go ahead and add soil. I'll show that to y'all, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring another pot over here, and we're just gonna pot up some more of our tulips. Now the Angelique, which is the light kind of soft pink and white, these are the ones that I'm going to be planting here. They're again 12 bulbs. Okay, so on the back it says they are late spring. And this variety, the bulbs are a little bit smaller, which is no problem, but again, very beautiful, very healthy looking bulbs. I am very, very pleased with this. You guys don't understand how happy this makes me, just because of the bad experience I had the first time. I was completely turned off with tulips for a while, and it wasn't because of the flower itself. It was just the quality of the bulbs I received. So I'm just gonna stick these in the soil. And that will be it for our Angelique variety. All right, and for the last of our tulips, now this one only has 10 bulbs, but this will be our Purple Prince. And if you are, if you just happen to stumble on this video and you see people say to use bulb tone, there is an actual, just like you have the biotone, the rose tone, there is a such thing as bulb tone. Now, I have planted all of my bulbs with biotone, and I've never had a problem with them not doing well. So if you are wondering, and you're kind of like how I was when I first started, and you're like, do I really have to have the bulb tone, or can I get the biotone? I like to use the biotone because it doesn't specifically say for bulbs, and so I get to use that in other areas of my garden. Whereas with the bulb tone, to me, I just like to use things for what they say to use them for. So I would be less inclined to use my bulb tone in other areas of the garden outside of my bulbs. So that's why I use the biotone, and I've had nothing but good experiences with them. So if you are worrying about that, it is still fine to use regular biotone on your bulbs. All right, so now for the last of our tulips, this is the Purple Prince, and we're just gonna make sure we stick them down. Now this one doesn't look good, guys, and I'm almost sure that this would potentially rot on me, so I'm gonna hold that one. Maybe another one I may find to stick in the ground somewhere. This one looks like it's, yep, this one's trying to send up a shoot. guys. I'm telling you, this weather is just something else. That's why I've been so worried about planting these too early. Another one, because it's still pretty warm down here in 8B. So instead of having 10 in this pot, we will have 9. But again, the ones that I told you guys I was worried about, I'm just gonna stick those down in the ground somewhere out in the front, and I'm gonna take y'all with me to see all of that. So all of our tulips are potted now. I'm thinking about, like I said, putting those alliums in that brown pot that I showed you guys. I think that purple up against that brown is going to be pretty. So that's what we're going to do with that. And honestly, I was not planning this, but the daffodils are going to go in the ground, and I'm actually kind of excited to see how they do. So let's go ahead and get some soil in these pots, and then we're going to plant our alliums, and then we are going to go to the front. All right, so in total I have 10 of these because I bought 2. They came with 5 in a pack. So according to the package that the seller put on here, they're supposed to get up to 24 inches. I'm gonna kind of space these just because I'm not familiar with these. I've seen so many people with so many videos with different gardeners that have these, and they usually have the giant variety. So I just have my little tiny variety, which I'm okay with because I want to see how I like these first before investing in the bigger ones. So I'm hoping that the way I'm spacing these will be okay. And this one doesn't look too good. That doesn't look good at all. I'm not gonna risk it. When it comes to my bulbs, I really don't like risking it too much. So I'll risk it out in my larger garden. But with these small kind of compact areas of soil, I just don't like to risk it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cover all of these with soil now. All right, so you guys got to see me pot up my tulips and my alliums. We're gonna go ahead and head up front, and we're gonna go ahead and plant those daffodils since I do not have any place to put them, and I would like for them to be something that pops up every year, just a sign of spring arriving. So I am gonna make those my border flowers. I have a lot of, I think next year's theme basically is supposed to be like a rose garden. So I have a lot of David Austin roses that I ordered. I believe I ordered over 10, and that's not including the David Austin roses that I already have that I'm going to be transferring into the ground next year. So that's kind of the theme for that. I'll kind of have some smaller plants kind of sprinkled in, and of course my peonies are still out there, so I'm just trying to make sure I don't overcrowd. But that is the theme of it next year. So at least with the daffodils, they will come up and then they will die back down by the time my roses probably start blooming anyways. And then after I get all of my roses where I want them to be, I will kind of figure out where everything else is going to go. So I'm pretty much going to take these and I'm going to stick them in their spot in the garage, and then I will meet you guys up front. All right, y'all, so we are here in the front. I'm pretty much just going to show you guys what or kind of how I'm going to space these out, just so that way I can make sure that they kind of have enough kind of span, I guess, the length of the garden. I'm not really too worried about that, but I'm just gonna show you guys where I'm going to be planting them, just because I don't so that you guys can see. So I'm basically digging little burrows like this in my garden, and I'm doing this because when I got this extended, this concrete actually spans quite a decent amount of length in this garden, so I want to make sure that the roots have somewhere to go, even though I know roots typically will go where they can grow. But if I can make it any easier, that's pretty much what I'm going to do. So I'm just gonna walk around and place them in these little holes that I have. And a little tip here that one of the nice ladies was sweet enough to tell me with the daffodils, whenever you guys are purchasing daffodils, look for the ones that have these baby ones coming off of them, because those are going to be new daffodils, and you can get more plants that way. So I'm thinking I may break these off and separate them, so that way I can have more to plant. All right, so I just grabbed a handful of them. Each of these are a different variety. I think I'm gonna not break them apart. I'm just gonna see what happens. And I just lost one, so hopefully I dug these deep enough. But I'm just gonna kind of stick them randomly in my garden. And you can see this one, this variety actually started sprouting. I think just about all of them in that bag started to sprout. And my only hope is that I'm hoping I'm planting these deep enough. So I think it'll be fun to see some new stuff in my garden. 'Cause the past couple of years I've kind of been planting the same things. I think I need to dig this burrow a little deeper. I need to find my little mini shovel. And in the last dahlia video, I told you guys I started some dahlias from seed. Here's one of them. And here is another one. I forgot to show, here's another dahlia that I started from seed. Since I showed you the other two, I wanted to come back and show you guys that one. So of course they are your border varieties, but those are I just wanted to show you guys those since I came across them when I came out here. Stick that one there. I think I may put about 3 in this little area here, and I've got a lot of ants, so I gotta be careful here. And stick one more there. So there is 3 more. All right, so I found some little areas to finish placing the rest of these, and now I'm pretty much just gonna cover them up. I don't plan on watering anything in because it's starting to look like it's going to rain. I know it rained last night, so It's supposed to rain this weekend as well, so I'm not watering anything in. Especially don't want to cause anything to get rotted out. So I'm just gonna go in and cover these and definitely mulch them over. I think this one, while I'm at it, I think I want to dig it a little deeper. I got a lot done today, so overall I'm happy. All right, that looks better. I wanted to show y'all this zinnia here. This is really, really beautiful. This is probably one of the most prettiest varieties I've grown, and I did not plant this. This is not a new variety of seed. I have read that zinnias, you kind of have to hope that what you plant is what you get, because apparently these have a lot of genetic variation. So I really like this one, and I'm really hoping that this one will hold on, or at least the frost will hold off until this one kind of dies back and I can get the seeds off of them, because this is beautiful flower. I just wanted to show that to y'all because y'all have not gotten a chance to see this because it hadn't opened yet. So the only varieties I planted were the pink you see there, the red, and then there's a dark purple one way across there. But I did not plant a variety like this, so I thought that was interesting. Let me know down below if you guys have heard that as well. All of the ones I put down are now covered up. So they're basically along this border. So I can't wait to come back and show you guys what they look like once they start to come and pop up early spring. And my beautiful little butterfly. So that's pretty much it, you guys. You came and you finally got a chance to pot up some tulips with me, and I was not expecting to put my daffodils in the ground, but I'm actually kind of glad that I did, because it will give my my front garden a little pop when spring gets here. So I'm excited about that now. I'm glad that I did get a chance to do that, and I'm glad that I finally got a chance to go ahead and put everything where it's supposed to be. So that is pretty much it for this video today, you guys. I do want to thank you guys so much for spending time today with me in the garden and coming along on my tulip and daffodil and allium journey. So if you guys did like this video, please do give me a big thumbs up. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also feel free to share our videos. Leave any tips that you guys have down below. You guys know by now we love tips, so if you guys have any tips on anything that I potted or planted today, please do leave them down below. I like to read through them, and I'm always trying to learn new things. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, we will see you guys in our next video.